Looking for a new career? Welcome to Do HVAC Training Service Center in North Charleston. Enroll today in our comprehensive HVAC training hands-on field experience-based program, covering troubleshooting, maintenance, installation, and more on various HVAC systems and ductwork. We offer EPA and NAEP preparation and testing, along with various certifications. Enjoy payment options. Achieve certification in under 5 months. Enroll now for your new journey of skill development and career advancement. Log on to DEWHVACTrainingSC.com to inquire.
Welcome to the Having It All podcast, the show about what it takes to live an abundant, loving life. My name is Matthew Bivens, and I want to help you live with more clarity, confidence, and purpose so you can truly have it all. Let's do it. What's going on, my awesome friend? Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Matthew Bivens, your balanced lifestyle coach. And this podcast is the place to learn how to have it all and live your abundant, loving life. If you are tired of feeling stuck and you're looking for a path towards more clarity, more confidence, and more purpose, then my friend, you are in the right place. Today, well, first of all, I am very grateful to you for hanging out with me today and just thankful that you would spend this precious, precious time. It's a wonderful thing, and I do not take it for granted. And today I want to have a special conversation, do something a little bit different, because I want to honor somebody who is really a pioneer in this area of personal development, self-help, and really the work that you and I are so interested in. That's why we're here on this show. I want to honor Bob Proctor today. He transitioned last week on February 3rd at 87 years young. And Bob Proctor was very, very influential in my life. With the work that he'd done and the message that he was sharing. He was very influential early on in my growth journey. That's how I'll describe it, in my growth journey. If you don't know who Bob Proctor was, he was an author. He wrote the book, You Were Born Rich. He was a speaker. He's a lecturer. He was part of the movie The Secret. He founded the Proctor Gallagher Institute. And really, he's just a very, very influential voice for many years in the area of personal success and living your best life. And he came from very humble beginnings, dropped out of school, did not have a lot of money, and he was given a copy of Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, when he was in his mid-20s. And reading that book and really applying the concepts completely changed his life. And he went on to really expand upon the concepts from that book and become one of the leading voices in this area of being able to create your dream life, really.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
And what I appreciate the most about Bob Proctor is, let's see, in 2008, leaving grad school, and that was really when I started to do my personal development work. I was going through things emotionally, in relationships, self-image, self-esteem, very confidence, and just feeling low, and I felt inspired to do something about it after experiencing so many years of going through those things. And so I sought out answers. I sought out help. And I didn't ask for people for help because my ego wouldn't let me do that. So I went online and just started reading and researching. And a lot of the things that I found were wonderful. But maybe it was the times, or maybe it was just what I was coming across. There were so many things out there at the time that was like this law of attraction conversation. When it came to success and building a life of your dreams, a lot of the conversation out there seemed to be around law of attraction, in the sense that if you think positive thoughts, then positive things will happen. And if you think negative thoughts, then negative things will happen. And for me, I'm somebody who, I look for practical solutions. I'm somebody who wants to get their hands dirty and get, gritty with things. When I have a problem, I'm trying to solve it. And that law of attraction approach did not jive with me. But it was something I kept seeing over and over again. So I felt like I was in this place where I had these internal issues I wanted to address, and I felt inspired to do something about it. But I couldn't find any solutions that really resonated with me. And it was a tough place to be in, just for myself. And then I came across Bob Proctor, and the way that he discussed building a life that you were inspired by, it impacted me. It really impacted me. And I remember a quote that I heard all those years ago, and the quote was, "Do you want to know what you think about most of the time? Take a look at the results you're getting. That will tell you exactly what's going on inside." And so that was one of the first things I heard Bob Proctor, again, reading something or watching something online. Again, the quote was, "Do you want to know what you think about most of the time? Take a look at the results you're getting. That will tell you exactly what's going on inside." And so when I heard that, I thought about it for a moment and said, okay, well, what are my results? And when I really looked at my results, it revealed a lot. Like, my results indicated that I was feeling inside very stressful. Like, I was feeling very stressed and overwhelmed with work, feeling like I had too many things on my plate and was struggling to manage. So what was going on inside was stress. What was going on inside was also scarcity. I always felt like I didn't have enough financially. I always felt like I was scraping by. I was always, afraid that when I swiped my card at the grocery store, it was going to get declined. And so there was so much scarcity that was just kicking around within me. And what was also revealed when I examined my results was massive amount of insecurity. Like, I had such low trust in myself, low self-worth. And that was resulting in creating these very codependent relationships, just being scarce-minded when it came to relationships, and a lot of breakdowns. And so what I got, again, from that quote was that my results were coming from my thinking. And this was a big shift for me because I was very, very comfortable at the time of being a victim. I was very comfortable in blaming other people and circumstances for the results that I was getting, right? It was because my parents didn't teach me about personal finance. That's why I struggle with money. It was because none of the men in my life sat down and talked to me about women, and that's why I struggled in relationships. It's because I was never put in situations where I had to really dig deep and figure things out and feel like I had support in doing that. And that's why I lacked confidence and didn't believe in myself. Like, I was so comfortable with blaming other people for my results. So when I'm looking at this Bob Proctor quote, which is talking about, no, your results are coming from your thoughts. It's coming from what's going on inside of you. I mean, that was jarring. It was very jarring because it meant that I was responsible for my results. And I didn't want to be responsible for my results. However, something very deep resonated with that, because on the one hand, being responsible for your results means that you have to take responsibility for all the crappy stuff going on in your life. But the flip side of that, it means that you are the one who can create new results if you desire it. And that is what was very captivating to me. So I kept studying. I kept learning. And I studied more of what Bob Proctor was teaching. Because again, I knew that if I wanted to have different results, then I need to trace this thread from the results, starting there and going all the way back into my being and really get to the root, to the core of myself, and then start working from that point. And so that's what I did. I just spent years of doing the best that I could and doing that internal archaeology, digging in, trying to get down to the root, trying to get down to the core and figure out what was going on. And again, during that process, the concept of law of attraction would come back up, right? And it was a very confusing concept to me because it clashed with my paradigm that your results come from hard work. right? That's kind of how I grew up. It's like, if you want something, you work hard on it. That's all you do. And by work hard, I mean, you work a lot, you work very long hours, and you sacrifice everything else for the work to get the results, right? And it for me, your results don't come from your thinking or your paradigm or your internal being. So I wrestled with these concepts for a while, and I just kept doing the things the way that I had done them, right? I was just work, wanting some new results, but I was getting more of the same. So I just work harder and work harder and work longer, and still not being able to figure out why I didn't ultimately feel fulfilled. I didn't ultimately feel happy. I didn't ultimately feel excited about life. And again, remember, this is as I'm years into my own personal development journey, which is supposed to produce excitement, fulfillment, and happiness, right? And so then here comes Bob Proctor again. And this time I found a video of his where he explains and breaks down the law of attraction. And I put a link to that video in the description for this podcast. So go wherever you're listening to this podcast right now, go look in the description. You'll find a link. It'll take you to YouTube. You can watch the video. And in the video, he just breaks it down. He breaks it down. And remember, I said that I'm somebody who, like, I want to be able to wrap my hands around these concepts. And that's what Bob Proctor was able to do in a way that really connected with me and made so much sense to me. And the concept that I got from the video, the biggest takeaway was that, the results you get in life come from your paradigm, the paradigm that you hold. And then your thoughts feed and strengthen the paradigm. And you cannot escape your paradigm. Whatever that is, that's where your results are ultimately going to come from. And so your paradigm is a model, or it's a pattern. Your paradigm is the way that you view the world. Part of it comes from how you were raised. Part of it comes from your environment. Part of it comes from what you were told, what you were taught, what you saw, what you experienced. All of that makes your paradigm. And so here's an example. If you have a poverty paradigm, a poverty mentality, no matter how hard you work, and no matter how hard you try to bring in new thoughts and new habits, if your paradigm remains one of poverty and lack, then that's what you're going to create. Eventually, that's going to win over every time. And so today, I really do understand that I had these paradigms that were not serving the vision that I ultimately was holding for my life. And so the work was about really examining those paradigms and dissecting them and rebuilding new paradigms that supported me. And here's an example. The having it all paradigm. That's a paradigm. To believe that you can have it all. And that was part of the work that came out, or that was one of the results that came out of the work that I was doing on myself. And so much of that goes back to the Bob Proctor video that I watched all those years ago, the quote that I heard him say all those years ago. And, he really opened up my eyes to a new way of looking at things. And he helped me to connect the dots on this stuff that was so grounded to me, and it made sense. Like, it logically made sense. It wasn't woo-woo. It wasn't airy-fairy stuff. It made so much sense to me, and it was an entrance into this world of really doing the self-work. Because there's personal development conversations out there, which are great, and they hang out in surface level. But if you don't really dig in deep, and if you don't have the courage to peel back those layers and see what's going on at your root, see your paradigms, you're not going to create significant or lasting results. And so the way Bob Proctor explained things and the way he broke everything down for me helped me to understand the process through which now I live my life. When I'm facing a big challenge, an epic challenge, I get to the essence, I get to the root of it, and I explore and examine the paradigm that is creating the results which I'm finding challenging. So I'm so incredibly grateful for Bob Proctor and everything that he shared with the world over the 87 years that he was here doing his thing. And I highly recommend you go and check out Bob Proctor's videos, go read his book, and just, absorb the wisdom. There's a lot of wisdom out there. It's helped a lot of people. It's helped me tremendously. And so thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you listening. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, please reach out, matthew@matthewbivens.com. That's my email address. You can hit me up directly there. And once again, thank you for spending this time here with me today. I appreciate you. I love you. My name is Matthew Bivens, and here is to you having it all. Quick note about the Having It All podcast. I am not a doctor nor a licensed therapist. I'm a guy with a story and a passion for conscious conversation. My thoughts, opinions, and beliefs are my own. So please consult with your doctor or healthcare provider regarding any questions or issues you have related to your personal, physical, or mental health.